Welcome to Wrestling Talk in the Shop, where we cover all things professional wrestling, from new wrestling to classic wrestling and everything in between. We go to wrestling, we do some wrestling, and everything in the ring. Join us now for Wrestling Talk in the Shop.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan from Wrestling Talk in the Shop, and today we're going to go over part 3 of the wrestling books. This is all from that collection that I got. First, we've got Dave Batista Unleashed. And Dave Batista, I guess this is his autobiography. I don't really know. It's a WWE books. He's somebody who's really gotten big as he's gotten away from wrestling. He's made some Marvel movies. Drax, right? Yeah. He's gotten big in movie making, and I don't know if we've seen the last of Dave Batista or not. I'm not sure. But anyway, there's his book. Then we've got Divas Uncovered. That's I don't know who that is on the. That's Tori Wilson on the back. I can't remember that Dawn Marie or whoever on the front. Let's see if it's got any divas in the. Come over here and let's look through it real quick. See if we can see any candid shots of divas.
See what you're looking for.
There's Stacy Keibler, definitely the one with the best legs. And
I didn't know there was a list.
Maria, she's in AEW now with her husband, Lita. Lita's looking old. I don't know if you've seen. She looked a lot older than that. Time catches up with us all, I guess. There's the Undertaker's wife. She married the Undertaker and got out of the wrestling business. There's, I don't know who that is. Oh, Candice Michelle or Candice, I don't know. Anyway, there's that.
He's enjoying that book a little too much.
Then let her get back over here. Then we've got Jerry the King Lawler. It's good to be king. Jerry the King Lawler, one of the best to ever do it, to lace the bare boots up. I think he's held like 148 championships in his career or something like that. He should have won the WWE Championship from The Miz back, even if it was just for a short time. Then we've got Goldberg. Goldberg's, he's done a lot since this book's come out. Let's see, I don't even know when this book's come out. But
Open it up. First page.
First page. I don't do a lot of book reading.
There you go.
2000. So yeah, this was before
23 years ago.
Before the WWE run completely. So I mean, that ought to be interesting to read that. Then we've got the man who's wrote probably the most wrestling books, Mick Foley. This is Have a Nice Day. I think I actually read this book. It's been a long time ago, but man with a lot of stories to tell. I've read that book before, but it's been a while. Kurt Angle, it's true, true American hero here. Probably one of the best technical wrestlers, professional wrestlers there ever was. I mean, then we've got an interesting one. This was Benoit. This was, I don't know when this book was wrote. Let's see.
Look on the second page.
Wrestling with the horror that destroyed a family and crippled a sport. So I assume it was written after the 2007, whenever that went down. That was a bad deal any way you look at it. Really a black eye on professional wrestling. Somebody has problems. How could you ever harm your children? But anyway, Daniel Bryan. I've read this book before too. He goes by Bryan Danielson, but this is Daniel Bryan. He's got a very, very good, wholesome guy. And then let's see here, moving right along. You can tell death really sells. Here's another book, Dungeon of Death. Chris Benoit and the Hart family cursed. I didn't know they were cursed. I didn't know the Hart family was cursed. I thought that was only the Von Erichs. But anyway, it just talks about, on the back of it, it just shows the true story behind wrestling's deadly secret. You know, on June 25th, 2007, we all know what happened, but you know. Chris Jericho's book, second book. I believe it's the third book that we've done.
I think you have the same book over there.
Oh, different. Oh, maybe okay. We already went over this book. The guy just bought two
Okay,
copies.
yeah, I was gonna say that looks super familiar.
Then we got the Wrestle Crap.
Oh, that one's a signed copy. That's what it is.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it's signed copy. What is this? The Wrestle Crap book of list.
You just made the list.
And it's got Vince McMahon and his big butt on the. Can you see his butt?
Let me
See,
see.
you know,
This might be interesting.
take that, TKO. Then we've got Hacksaw Jim Duggan. The story of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He's really a genuine nice guy. I mean, you're not gonna find anybody that has anything bad to say about Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He's really a nice guy. I mean, he's beat cancer twice, and he just keeps on kicking out. And that's, I mean, you know, it's really went to SMU. Then we've got another Shawn Michaels book. This one's not WWE. It is Wrestling for My Life, Shawn Michaels. See that? I mean, that's probably good in the back of it there. I read this book. I actually own this book. This is Hulk Hogan's autobiography. And I'm gonna say this: you're not gonna find anybody that's a bigger Hulk Hogan fan than me. But everybody knows that Hulk Hogan, he embellishes his stories, and I don't know if it's his old age. Maybe that's just me taking up for him, or he's just a flat out liar. But I mean, he definitely, you know, tells a lot of stories. But anyway, I like Hogan, but you know, he is a storyteller. Then we've got Linda Hogan, Wrestling with the Hulk. I bet she's got some stories too.
When was this reading?
Oh, that was after the divorce.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know when the divorce was, but why would she write a book?
Right there.
2011, so that was after the.
Yeah, probably close to it. Yeah.
There's the show them the back. There's Linda. Hulk Hogan's definitely got a top. He just recently got married to a blonde girl that looks like his daughter. Then we got Chris Jericho. Man, these wrestlers, they write a lot of books. This is no is a 4-letter word. I don't know if this is what the deal is with this book. I'll read the backup. It says, earlier in the day, I stood on top of the corner of the cage holding on to the cable that raised and lowered the framework. I'm not afraid to tell you that I was pretty freaked out standing in that beam in the middle of a complete empty arena. But now the venue is packed with 12,000 screaming Baltimoreans. Is that a word? I wasn't freaked out at all. As a matter of fact, I felt BMF standing there with all the eyes. Here, I'm gonna let Lindsay read this. She's a better reader than me. Read it out loud, Lindsay. Read it aloud.
Okay, earlier in the day, I stood top of the corner of the cage, holding onto the cable that raised and lowered the framework. I'm not afraid to tell you that I was pretty freaked out standing on that beam in the middle of a completely empty arena. But now the venue was packed with 12,000 screaming Baltimoreans. Is that a word? And I wasn't freaked out at all. As a matter of fact, I felt pretty bad mother ever, standing there with all eyes on me as I stared death in the face. One false move and I could get seriously hurt, or worse. But if this went as planned, it would add another feather into the well-stocked plumage of my Joey Belladonna-style WWE headdress. And that alone made it dangerous but worth the risk, and I ain't talking about rap. Years earlier, Vince had taught me to pause before and after an important high spot during a match, to give the crowd ample time to slap their friend sitting beside them on the shoulder and say, "Can you believe he's going to do this?" With that advice in mind, I waited an extra 10 seconds as the crowd went wild with expectation. I was feeling a little hesitant, but before I jumped, I noticed a tiny figure on each side of my head. "There is no try, only do," Yoda said to me, looking up from my left shoulder. "You're effing crazy," Axl Rose bellowed from my right. I decided to go with Yoda's advice and flicked Axl off my shoulder. He screamed all the way back down to the jungle, where he exploded into a puff of dust and bones. "Sorry, man, I still think about you." With all my doubts dispelled, I took a deep breath and prepared for takeoff. I shrugged my shoulders in what happened homage to Shawn Michaels and dove into the air. From no is a 4-letter word, which means people don't like to hear no.
Give her a round of applause. It would have took me I would have had to make a whole nother video to read that back. Then we've got a man that really up until recent years hasn't really had a whole lot to say, but he's always had Paul Heyman talk to him. But since, he broke away from Paul Heyman, he's really done good, and that's Brock Lesnar. I mean, that's probably with Paul Heyman. So the story of determination, domination, and survival. Really, when Brock Lesnar's on the card, it's going to be a big fight field. And there you have it. That's part 3. We still got enough for part 4. We hope you like this kind of content. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, guys.